Every Tuesday, right about now, we have a chance to talk with Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio. He is the king of college football talk, hosting 6 to 9 on WNSR. Bill, how are you on this Tuesday? What's new?
Guys, last Saturday was as entertaining a Saturday for me as I can recall, so I'm doing well.
All right. What game entertained you the most?
Oh, Tennessee, Georgia. The whipsaw effect of the momentum switches was enough just sitting there to take your breath away. And the way it ended, Tennessee 0 for the last 8 against them, and frankly, 25-point differential, the average in those 8 losses. And they're lining up with I'd say a 43-yarder in the middle of the field, fairly routine. Easy for me to sit here and say that. And he couldn't have pushed it further right. If you'd have put a goalpost next to the goalpost, that thing wouldn't have gone in. And then Georgia won in overtime. It was crazy.
What about that A&M Notre Dame matchup? You come away impressed with is Notre Dame? Are they done? What is their chances of making the playoff 12 now?
Couple things. You would think the odds are that they're done, but they lost to 2 really good teams, and they had possession of the ball to win the game. Now, the bigger picture is Notre Dame has gone from, since they hired Mike Elko to be their defensive coordinator before he left to go to A&M to join Jimbo, and then Clark Lee took over, and then Al Golden took over, as well a coached defense as any program in the country. They've collapsed. This Chris Ash hired 2 games. They can't stop anything. Now, again, Miami's got Carson Beck who's playing well, a lot of playmakers. Aggies have a lot of dudes, too. But this defense has collapsed. Mathematically, I think they're still alive. They can't lose another game. And that's a 50-50 proposition. But the Notre Dame problem is their defense is God-forsaken bad.
There's going to be a problem for them when they play the Razorbacks, Bill, because this Arkansas offense looks like it could really click on all cylinders. You know, if not for the fumble on the last drive, they've looked like they were about to beat Ole Miss. That was one of the really entertaining games of the weekend, too, and we really learned a lot about the Hogs. They're going to be a handle offensively, and they got some things to clean up on defense.
The Notre Dame-Arkansas game, I wouldn't have given it much of a thought this summer. You're 100% right. That is a very winnable game for the Hogs with their quarterback and how well he's playing. I think he's playing as well as any quarterback in the league. And Notre Dame's got some soul searching. So, I agree with you. I don't know if you had me bet right now, is Notre Dame going to go 10-0 from here? I probably bet against it.
Pretender or contender, Bill? Auburn and Oklahoma, both these teams 3-0. I know Auburn, it seems like once a decade they catch lightning in the bottle and they're a contender. If you had to choose one of these 2 teams, Auburn, Oklahoma, contender, pretender, which one of those are both of them? Do you think both of them playoffs? So which one you taking?
I think both, but you're asking me to pick one. I'd pick the Sooners. John Mateer, and we've seen a lot of him. And then Ben Arbuckle, the hire that they brought with him, the coordinator. I don't know that I've seen a quarterback in how many years throw basically every pass off platform. And he's remarkably accurate. He does nothing fundamentally right throwing a football. I saw him, guys, in that last game this past weekend, running. He's a righty. So running to his left, jumped up in the air. He didn't need to. Nobody was by him. Could have planted, and thrown it properly and hit a guy about 22 yards down the field at an angle. This guy is crazy. He looks like a shortstop or second baseman turning 2 going to first base on every throw. Not quite that bad. And he's remarkably accurate. Their defense is so stout right now, too. And so is Auburn's, but I would take Oklahoma between the 2.
And speaking of quarterbacks, what's your thoughts? What's your grade on Taylen Green? If Taylen Green was the quarterback of the University of Texas, I think he would be number 1 on a lot of people's Heisman ballot. Don't know if he'll get there on Arkansas, but what's your take on how just his transformation, his growth, year 2 under Bobby Petrino?
I think you could argue he's playing as well as any quarterback in the league. And let's admit, the three quarterbacks that we all favored going in, and I still think there's a lot of talent there, but they're not playing. Lagway is not playing well. Sellers was playing okay, but now he's out with a concussion. We don't know if he's around this Saturday. And then Nussmeier's not playing with a lot of confidence right now. It's their defense that's so stout at LSU. And not only that, but Green's playing that well. Doesn't matter what the others are doing. He's performing that well. Gunnar Stockton played well above what I thought he was capable of, particularly in the passing game. Guys, there was a play where it was 4th and guy for Georgia at about 12 yards. He throws a pass to London Humphreys, who's actually, ironically, a transfer from Nashville, from Vanderbilt. You could not, Joe Montana in his prime couldn't have dropped that ball in there better. And he played remarkably well. This is a better quarterback league, I think, than what we knew, let's say, in July.
Reading where Brian Kelly was talking that Nussmeier's got a torso injury that he's dealing with, and that may be a reason why there's no vertical passing game there at the moment. But I'll tell you what, I understand why Kelly got upset with the first question the other night after their win over Florida, because everything's been about, they haven't had a defense there with Kelly. They don't have a defense. Right. It looks like they've got a defense, and that may turn them into the best team in the league right now, because if Nussmeier gets healthy, watch out.
Yeah, and their receivers are good. They have an outstanding core of receivers that are playing well. You're right, the relationship with the quarterback and the receivers, because if Nussmeier's not where it needs to be right now, but it's still a heck of a talented team. They're struggling running the ball, too. That's another aspect of their offense that right now has got them a bit frustrated.
Georgia Tech's for real. You look at their schedule, they have Georgia to end the season, but as far as the ACC, no Florida State. They just got past Clemson. I think they'll be favored in every one of their games until they get to that last game of the year. Georgia Tech, are the playoff 12 team?
I think based on the league they're in, they are, and they're incredibly well coached. Who had this on their bingo card? Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech among the best coached teams in the country. Without question. So the job Clark Lee has done at Vanderbilt, guys, I've lived here my whole life, is beyond remarkable. And last year wasn't a fluke of it. They're better this year than that team that beat Alabama a year ago. It's amazing to watch.
All right, Bill, off of that thought, I want to play a clip for you that came from the Little Rock Touchdown Club yesterday from Hunter Yurachek, Arkansas
I know
Athletics.
what you're going to – I heard it. Go ahead.
So you've heard it. There's no reason to play because we've already played it a couple of times. I didn't know if you've heard it. I thought maybe you had.
Now, about the money raising and football, you can't win a championship and all that, right?
That's right. Saying set up to win a national title in basketball, baseball, not football. And look, I think there's a lot of people that agree. I may be one of them. But I also know the program you just talked about, Clark Lee and Vanderbilt, the messaging that Lee delivered at his first media days, and he was laughed at. He was laughed at for saying, we're turning Vanderbilt into the best program in the country. Now, they're not there right now. But I'm not saying they're on the way to that, but the messaging means something. And I think sometimes when coaches or athletic directors are talking to fans, to who they think are donors, they might not realize the effect it has on players, on coaches. And that's what I wonder about from what Hunter was saying yesterday.
I'm going to say something, too, that might not go over well, but it's true. Your first and foremost job as an AD is for your football program to be right. It is fantastic that Coach Cal can recruit and have a team that's good enough to win it all. And obviously Coach Van Horn, the job he's done in baseball is just phenomenal. But those are second-class citizens, guys. I don't care what people think about this statement. It's true. If your football program, and I'm not saying Arkansas football program in the current isn't right, but I don't know that you stand up there and you kill the audience by saying we can't win it all. Just keep that quiet. I don't understand that either.
Well, it's something that dealing with the fallout now, and talking about we got to find that third way. The third way to pay players, and I don't know. It's like We were wondering about some of the schools that seem to have adapted very well to this era of college sports. And, some of it is large alumni bases and just having a big state and everything. But there's a place like Mississippi that's a small state. They have to share the state with another Division I school. And they seem to have just caught on just as good as anybody else.
It's Lane Kiffin's a Pied Piper. Everybody chips in. That's basically what it is. And again, guys, we talk about it on the show from time to time because I always point out Arkansas. And does any university, other than the Texas oil money, have more corporate connections than Arkansas? I can't think of many. And having the money conversation just blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, we got people in Arkansas. We just bought a Denver Broncos. We just bought a professional football team. There's money in the state of Arkansas.
Oh, I know. We go through it all the time with the connections they have, and I guess not living there, I probably don't understand as well as you guys do.
Hey, last thing, Bill. It's back on Pavia here for a moment. I think Diego Pavia may end up having a longer career in college than most NFL stars have. He may be at Vanderbilt longer than Andrew Luck was at Indianapolis. He's apparently looking for a 7th year of eligibility, which just means, does that mean that other JUCO players would get a second added year of eligibility too?
Does that mean that Joey Aguilar gets another year at Tennessee? I think he's 23, 24. I don't know. I don't know, but one more statement that's not going to go over right. 2 weeks ago, after Vanderbilt went over a team you've never heard of, Diego Pavia's 2 brothers got arrested. Drunkenness, resisting arrest, assault, I don't even know what. And the joke around Vanderbilt is there's too many good guys. That's actually a good sign. Vanderbilt's starting to compete, guys, and they're getting guys in trouble. How about that?
Is that the barometer you go? That's actually a decent barometer to go by. The more trouble your athletes get in, the better your football team might be.
I want the guys in jail on Saturday night. That's good. That's a good sign.
At least you know where they are.
That's right.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.